flex. The livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Here's a story about Devin Haney pursuing greatness in the boxing world. He won't smoke with active squad, but they're cowards, and Tank is just as well. Here's a story about a kid named Rolly, who is champ but has no backbone, with no clue of what he's gonna do next. This retard's all alone. And then one day Devin Haney faces Riyadh, who turns out to be a racist drug cheat. Dev moves on and Eddie hides his champion, and the other clowns are scared of getting beat. The Shady Bunch, the Shady Bunch. That's the way they became the Shady Bunch. Punks. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed. Yes. Good morning. That's why I need to be on time. Salute. Yeah, Derek, I missed your message. I missed your call last night. I was very busy. Something came up. I was very busy. Salute to y'all. Let's do this roll call. Todd Swindle, Anwar Willis, 4-ounce sniper. Steve O, T.T. Frank, G. McCall, Snoop, Columbia, Miss Van Houten, good morning, ma'am. Stormy in here with everything. Don't miss Nerds on Culture tonight. Do not miss it. Do not miss it. It's interesting because what we're talking about on Nerds tonight, we're talking about a movie called Who Cloned Tyrone. You think things are comedy, but aren't people running around talking about this Jim Carrey thing right now? That's not really him. Strange, right? Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, real stuff here. Michael Fleming, Bernard Gilbert. Salute to everybody on Rumble. This might be one of those mornings where you're going to have to make the lateral move. So I will pin the Rumble link later during the show. Copper, salute. 704 Joe, True Boxing Night. Robert Singleton, Tim Harmon. My brother Coach of Truth Tellers in the building. Go subscribe to my brother Coach. Bionic Prince, the CDB. Ern Jordan. Mr. Van Houten in the building. Salute. TZ Frank. Dill Spoolie. Village Brother. Todd Swindle. Get back, y'all. Salute. Oh. What else we got here? My brother Jose in the building. Sam back. NBA D Nice. Squarely. Salute. Kai World. Steve L. The Mac. The Brothers UK in the building. Snacks B, Eric H, Rod Neal. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Nice guys, salute. Let's get to it. Hold on, let me why is it not moving over here? That's weird. because this might be one of those lives, man. This might be one of those lives. I'm gonna pin that, and I'm gonna. Damn. There we go. Excuse me. On both my channels, the Rumble link is pinned at the top. If I feel this show's about to go left, and I'm gonna be a little more profane than Miguel likes, as I talk about his as I talk about anything that I like that Miguel doesn't like, I'm gonna tell everyone make the lateral move over to Rumble so we can speak freely, because you know Miguel, with his flags and Gen Z sensitive ears and diet of Prozac and Ritalin, you know, he can't stand when men speak like men. You know, with his painted fingernails and purple colored hair. He can't stand men being men. We call it being a man. And he calls it toxic masculinity. Meanwhile, he don't know his dad. Only what his mammy told him. Tay-Tay, good morning. Aaron Butler. Vince, what up? So let's get to it. Shady Bunch. And right now, because of the Shady Bunch, Xander Zayas is scared for his life. Because now Devin is threatening to go up to 154 and face a unified champion. And he's such a threat that people are saying, oh, well, he's about to go bully another guy. Listen to the language, y'all. He's about to go bully another guy at another weight class. Not down, but up. Bully? Xander Zayas is a big boy. He's a grown-ass man. He's a unified champion. He has 2 belts at 154. And no sooner than Devin entertains that idea of going to 154, and they were actively pursuing that to find out what they need to do to go to 154 and get a Xander Zayas shot, the haters say he's going up in weight. Listen to this. Up in weight to bully someone else. Bully? And y'all wonder why we call him Debo. First of all, he can't get a fight with anyone on the damn list. Shout out to Brian Norman Jr. He's the only person that came through. But listen to the language, y'all. This is a guy that's chinny. This is a guy who has pillow fist. This is a guy who has PTSD. But he's going up in weight to bully somebody. Listen to the language. You see, ducking is your love language, all you clowns. That's your love language. You not low-key, but you high-key don't want Devin to fight your favorite fighter. Your favorite fighter is on that list. Xander Zayas was not on that list. But what did Turkey say? It's hard getting Devin fights. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said. All father, salute. That's what he said. It's hard getting Devin fights. It's not him. It's not like your favorite fighter said, hey, well, you know, I responded in Devin, PGA salute. I responded in Devin and DHP. Nope, they're not saying that. Read between the lines. There's always some bull crap with them. Pick the fighter. Go ahead. Pick him. Pick the fighter. Outside of a yes and run it, there's no excuse for this. So now he got to go to 54. That's why I got Xander in this meme crying, no. Yeah, no matter, no and no in English and Espanol, it's the same thing. No, 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 no. English and Espanol, same thing. Jill James, salute. It's the same thing. So y'all could talk spicy. Y'all could talk about lawsuits and everything else. Speaking of lawsuits, there's a lot of that flying around lately, right? A lot of lawsuits flying around, right? Oscar getting restraining orders and everything else. Did anybody call Oscar a boo dissy for that? Outlaw Jr., salute. Lord NY, salute. Yo, did anyone call Oscar a boo dissy for getting a restraining order and stopping Ortiz versus Boots? Did anybody do that? Where the videos? I don't need to do it. I know what I'm looking at. I don't need to do it. K-Rod, what up? Where are the videos calling Oscar a boo dissy for suing? A restraining, it was literally a restraining order. Oh, okay, I got you, brother. Where the lawsuits? Y'all didn't even read the law. I'm talking to the haters now. Y'all didn't even read the lawsuit that DHP was suing Ryan Garcia for. Y'all didn't even read it. And all the information's online, by the way. The actual deposition is online to read it. Y'all focused in on one part of it. The assault part. Well, guess what? If you agree to have a boxing match and you didn't agree for that fighter to have a ped in their system and they said they were clean and they popped dirty, they lied. That's assault. Why was Panama Lewis thrown out of boxing, y'all? Why was Panama Lewis thrown out of boxing, y'all? Don't give me that bottle. The other one, the one that I mixed. That was a whole thing. Why was Louis Resto thrown out of boxing? Louis Resto never came back. Louis Resto from the Bronx. So you had the black bottle situation with Aaron Pryor, the Louis Resto thing, the gloves. Where the young heads at? You don't know about this? Every time you mention Billy Collins, you type in Billy Collins in your search engine right now. You know what the first thing you're going to see? A picture of his eyes swelled up, shut, after his fight with Louis Resto. They didn't know he took the padding out of his gloves the whole fight. Bust up that boy face, and he went to dap it up with his dad, and his dad grabbed the gloves and said, yo. And then grabbed the ref and said, yo, his gloves, his gloves. That's how Louis Resto got caught. Tried, convicted, thrown out of the sport. He went to jail and then thrown out the sport. But Billy Collins, they blamed Louis Resto and Panama Lewis for him dying. Went into a bit of a depression. I think he was drinking and he died in a car accident. That's what happened. They blamed that on the boxing match. And the world felt sorry for Billy Collins. We point out Tyson Fury's gloves. Mansa Musa, salute. We point out Tyson Fury's gloves. We see the violation. The photographer had to re-release his pictures because people got a hold of the original picture and photoshopped it and made the gloves look full. The actual photographer re-released it. He said, no, these are my real pictures. There's no padding in those gloves. Fury was never brought to justice for that. Deontay's doctor said, no, that fracture in your skull, that was not from a boxing glove. That was a blunt object. The doctor said it. Doctors can't lie about that. They have a sworn oath. Y'all ain't want to hear it. In fact, y'all celebrated that and said he was lying.
and said he was making excuses. And I said, look, we know what we know, but I said, look, it don't matter. Even if Fury was caught, you know what motherfuckers would be saying? Oh, we can't unsee what we saw because, and then now he's talking about poison water. And I said, well, is there cheating in boxing? You know what they always say? Whenever someone, I told y'all this before, I armed y'all. Whenever someone starts going off on some rant, slow them down and say, yo, listen, hold on. Is there cheating in boxing? Yes or no? They absolutely have to say yes. They can't say no. You know why? Okay. Why is it that it's common practice that every fighter has someone from their team to go watch the hand wraps? Because there's cheating in boxing, dummy. Ask Michael Fox, is there cheating in boxing? That's in real time. We witnessed that. The dude got to the damn, man. That clown got to the goddamn ring with his gloves skinned already. Man, I reviewed all of this. Y'all watch my show. Then they got the gloves right, and they still robbed Michael Fox on the cards. So you ask people, is there cheating in boxing? They got to say yes. So how is this an excuse when we know what we're looking at? Is there corruption in boxing? They have to say yes. If they say no, they don't know the history of the sport. And if they say no, you say, great. Who's Daniel Kinahan? They won't know. And then that's when I suggest for y'all to hold on to the picture. If Daniel Kinahan in Dubai that took a picture with Mauricio Suleiman and Bob Arum, and then revealed to them that there's a $5 million bounty on his head, and he owned MTK Global. That doesn't exist anymore, and these guys was in bed with him. Went from having a multi-million-dollar boxing company with a bunch of fighters on it to nothing. And Carl Frampton, who was popping at the time, he knew that Daniel Kinahan was a drug lord. He went over there anyway. And I believe his ass is on the list. I don't know if Carl Frampton is allowed in America anymore behind that. I don't know. I know Tyson Fury's not, because the result of that was him not being allowed in the country anymore. Him, Huey Fury, Tommy Fury. His dad was already not allowed here. He's a felon. Shaquille, salute, Queen. Everything I'm saying is facts. So when someone said that when you ask them, hold on, is there cheating in boxing? Does it go beyond camps in the ring? Does it go beyond referees and judges? Does it go all the way up the ladder to sanctioning bodies? Now you're talking Chinese, and now that's where the ADD kicks in. Because they don't have the mental capacity and they don't have the discipline to sit down and learn about this stuff. That's why I tell you, y'all, people have to qualify to talk boxing with you. These cats just get on here and root for their favorite fighter because they're from their favorite, their city, or they're related to them, or they saw them at the pool one day with their shirt off, or they gave them an autograph and took a picture. This becomes your favorite fighter. Man, I'm not trying to have conversations with you fangirls. If you loving on them, then love on them. But don't come in here trying to defend them when they wrong. Don't do that. They try and drag Devin because of the lawsuit. I'm like, lawsuits are a part of boxing. What you talking about? Oh, you don't sue in boxing. Oh, now you don't sue in boxing. I said, give it a minute. Somebody's going to sue somebody, and I'm going to ask the same question. Well, here we are. And there's been lawsuits. There's been several lawsuits before Oscar just did his. I'm just asking. Oscar just sued. He just stopped the whole fight that the boxing world was looking for, and there's not enough outrage. What, y'all don't like Boots like that? What? Y'all don't like Ortiz like that? What? That's a major fight we've been waiting for a couple of years now. The fighters was ready to rock and roll. Oscar just stopped it by way of what? Business. By way of what? Literally a restraining order. That's what's on. Mook, what up? That's what's on paper. A restraining order. My God. Who normally files restraining orders against people? Women normally against what? Stalking ass, low IQ, pillow biting men. When you think restraining order, you think of a woman getting one against a man. I mean, men get restraining orders too, but when you hear it, oh, got a restraining order. Oh, so what did he do? I'm just saying, it jumps in your mind, right? Oscar De La Hoya got a restraining order, and he literally stopped Boots versus Ortiz. Where is your outrage? Some of you guys moonlight. What did 88? What up? What did Buckeye Showbiz say? What did he say? Did he do a live stream about it? Did he speak on it? What are we talking about here? What did Max Kellerman say? What did Mike Kappinger say? Anybody? Malik Scott? What did they say on that show? What did they say? A restraining order? He stopped Boots versus Ortiz, y'all. I wanted to watch that fight. I don't see Devin stopping any of his fights. I see those opponents on that list stopping the fight. See how that works? All these they talk a good one, but they don't want it. Oh, I want to get sued. That's what Xander said. Oh, I'm gonna smack you and you gonna sue me. All right, cool. You said all that. We fighting? You said all that. Now you got to back it up in the ring. You fighting? Mr. Popo, Africa, name given to you by your Latino boxing camp. They're calling you Africa because you're so black. I mean, you black like these. You tar baby. You fighting or you just talking? I done showed the evidence. You just talking. Hey, Keyshawn, did you petition to get in the rankings? Did you do that yet? It's been about a week. Did you do it? Maybe he did it. Y'all put me on game. Did he enter the rankings yet at 47? Did he do it? Active squad indeed. Are you proactive? It's one thing to joke. That was a cool thing you did in California. But did you get into the rankings yet? I'm asking. Maybe I missed it. Lost in the Jungle, salute. MJ, salute. Did he get into the rankings? I'm asking. Maybe I missed it. Because people are real selective with their news now. And I don't know everything. Y'all know I get on here and say that. I just have an opinion. Did he get into the rankings? No? Okay. Active squad indeed. What about Shakur? Let me talk to the Shakur fanatics. Y'all ain't here? I got questions. Cobra Head, salute. I got questions. Here's my question. What happened after Shakur smoked Teofimo Lopez? He smoked him. It wasn't even close. And thank you for that. He smoked Teofimo Lopez. It wasn't even close. What we doing? What we doing? Word on the curb was he was supposed to call out Devin Haney. Now, I heard through the grapevine that due to what happened at the, I guess, the weigh-in with Tigger Johnson in his nigga activity, which resulted in him getting his ass kicked by a bunch of high school students, which is crazy in itself. Jalen, what up? I heard Devin wasn't allowed in the building. I don't know how true that was or not, but to me, that's irrelevant. What happened at that weigh-in that had nothing to do with Devin, by the way. If he wasn't allowed inside MSG, it's irrelevant. Eric, salute. It's irrelevant. Because I watched this fool call in the ring Conor Ben. And then he starts talking about catch weights. Active squad members, I need y'all to explain that. Devin's a full champion at welterweight. He beat a legit champion. Remember Brian Norman Jr., the guy that was supposed to kill him? Remember that? Those are y'all words, not mine. I said, I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know, whatever, man. I did say somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. It's boxing, but I don't see it. And the fight went on like how it went on. So now Devin is a WBO champion. So I'm asking y'all, what happened? What happened? I dare y'all to tell me some F stuff. I dare you. I dare you. Please. Please put on the biggest baseball cap you could find and tell me what the hell that's about. Please, I dare you. Conor Benn had nothing to do with nothing. We were told that the winner of the Lopez-Stevenson fight was going to call out Devin Haney. That's what we were told. I get Conor Benn. Why? Why? What is that about? Please explain that. But the fight before that, Keyshawn, active squad, calls out Devin. I say, I bet. All right, let's get it. What's he doing now? Well, the next day, he said, I don't need Devin. I can go up and fight Lewis Crocker. I'm like, what is going on here? Wait a minute. If Eddie Hearn allows Lewis Crocker versus Keyshawn, that's a duck, because Devin wanted that smoke first. So I said, wait, hold on. Let me watch what's going on here. Let me watch what's going on here. 225 boxing, what up? Exactly, Stormy. These dudes are not boxers. They turning into track stars. Y'all are straight Jesse Owens out here. Y'all are running for y'all lives. So I said, wait a minute, Lewis Crocker, where'd that come in? And I'm like, man, Nada, what up? I'm like, man, if that Lewis Crocker fight happens, Chris Legg, what up? If that Lewis Crocker fight happens, that's a duck, because Devin called for that unification first. And Eddie's told me, oh, you ready to come to Ireland? And Bill said, the earth is our turf. And that was the last we heard of that. I said, man, he's trying to get Bill to engage her. Why we got to come there? Why can't you come here? We're the A side. Look, another thing about that A side thing, because we're going to get to that. You're dealing with Turkey. There ain't no A side, B side. You idiots. You see, y'all been played. Y'all have been so trained by this old regime now. See, y'all got into boxing when that thing existed. The A side, the B side. The A side, the B side. Oh, he's the A side and the B. Y'all weren't talking like that. That talk has been in the blink of the eye for in history of boxing, in my eyes. That was something that Floyd leaked out to the public, and y'all been running with it. Oh, that's why fights take so long, because this guy's the A side, this guy's the B side, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it made sense. But when you deal with Turkey Al-Sheikh, that's over with. Let me give you the short version. Two fighters come to the table, and they say, hey, we want to fight. Turkey says, well, how much? What did you make in your last fight? You made $5 million? What did you make in your last fight? Now he's talking to the champion. Oh, you made $10 million? How about this? I'll give the champ $15 million. And you, I think y'all got good chemistry. The audience wants this. I'll give you 10. I'll give him 15. He's a champ, and now I'm paying you double what you made your last fight. There's no excuse for you not to make this fight. No excuse, right? Now tell that to Teofimo Lopez when he said, I never even made $11 million, and Turkey went straight over to him and said, hey, I got $11 million for you to fight Devin Haney, and he still said no. And when he was asked why, he didn't say because of money. He said because I didn't like his style against the Jose Ramirez fight. What does that have to do with you making your money? And you could beat him anyway, right? Go get your money and go beat him. You see what I mean? Y'all don't call that out, right? That's just logic. But I know I'm a hater, though. And you're right. I hate Teofimo Lopez because he hates me. He calls us monkeys and everything. But no, where were the videos on that? I'm asking, where were the videos? Where were the videos on that? You guys are so inconsistent. And you do this crap proudly. You do it proudly. And then you get on other platforms and try and justify. What happens is, I got haters watching me right now. You're going to go get your daily cup of bull crap from people that justify this ducking. And I'm just going to tell you, like I always tell you, stop me when I'm lying. There's no other way to interpret this at this point. No, the call out is the list. And you listen to these people, they say, oh, well, Devin ain't send no offer. What do you mean Devin ain't send no offer? Devin got PTSD, pillow fist, and a glass jaw. And there's money in fighting them. And if he's that trash, why isn't your favorite fighter saying, yo, nah, let me go get that belt off of him? Every time I turn around, Shakur talking about size. Catch weights. Am I lying? Am I lying? When he ran into Riyadh Garcia, I thought she was bigger than that. Why are you worried about size, man? I didn't hear your big brother Bud say that about Canelo. At first, he said there's weight classes for a reason. And then when he saw him in person, he said, wait a minute, Bill's right. This dude's not that much bigger than me. Did y'all call Bud a weight bully? Did y'all call him a weight bully? From where he came from? When he beat up Yuriorkis Gamboa, did y'all call Bud a weight bully? Think about it. He beat Yuriorkis Gamboa. Ratchet, what up? He ended his career between Gamboa and Canelo. How many weight classes is that? Y'all tell me. Not one time did y'all call Bud Crawford a weight bully. Not one time. That proves to me that it's always about who's doing what. Y'all just don't like Devin. Just say that. Watch this. I hate Ryan Garcia. I will never credit him for anything in life. Blade, what up? You see how that works? I hate Teofimo Lopez. After the racist outbursts from both of them, I will never credit them for anything in life. I don't care if they find the cure for AIDS. No, I'm going to say he stole it from somebody. I don't care if they say, Drew, no, he really did it by accident in his kitchen. He was cooking up some coochie Fritos and then this happened. I'm like, I don't care. You don't cook coochie Fritos. I'm just being a douche right now. You see how easy that is? I hate those guys. They can do no right with me. The problem is, a lot of you clowns are not honest. The call out is the list. The call out is the list. And all I heard was excuses. That's all I heard. Y'all silence is deafening. Everybody. Shout out to Brian Norman. He's the only person with any real nuts on that list. Everybody else is Budissi. Everybody. If your favorite fighter's on that list, Sorry, but not sorry. Your beef is with them, not with DHP.
Here's a story about Devin Haney pursuing greatness in the boxing world. He won't smoke with active squad, but they're cowards, and Tank is just as well. Here's a story about a kid named Rolly, who is champ but has no backbone, with no clue of what he's gonna do next. This retard's all alone. And then one day Devin Haney faces Ryan, who turns out to be a racist drug cheat. Dev moves on and Eddie hides his champion, and the other clowns are scared of getting beat. The Shady Bunch, the Shady Bunch. That's the way they became the Shady Bunch. Punks.
What is Rolly gonna do next? This motherfucker's he's walking around with a belt. Listen, when you have a belt, you're automatically a target. Corner girl, salute. When you have a belt, you're automatically a target. They said, Rolly, what's going on? He said, what the fuck you talking about? I'm going to hit Devin. He's going to sue me? What the fuck you talking about? All right, fine. All right. Translation. I don't want to know smoke. As a matter of fact, someone just sent me a screenshot of the tweet that Rolly put out. Let's read that. Salute to my brother Shamar in the Strong House for 2 years. My God, man. Salute to you, brother. Well, more than 2 years. Look at that. Woo! Shamar down for the cause. Salute to you, brother. 48 months. Look at that. He said, best meme ever. I'm in the building, son. Yeah, bro, I work hard. I'm a content creator, not a content hater. Everything you see here is 100% original. It's original thought. I ain't got a copy off anybody. You know what I'm saying? They got these new programs and stuff. Listen, I'm an artist by nature. Jermaine Jubilee with the suplex. Salute, brother. I'm a players ball. Salute. I'm a creator. I'm a creator. I ain't got a copy off anybody. You know what I mean? Salute to you. So Rolly on X says, I'd fight Ryan while he's on steroids and still whoop him. He don't even got to enroll in VADA. I'll enroll myself and let him take whatever drugs he wants. If he want to take ostarine or testosterone or do cocaine, it's fine by me. Have fun. You notice everybody in the industry and everyone that thinks they know boxing, they never deny. Listen, when this whole thing popped and the results wasn't out yet, it went from, I don't think he cheated, and everybody has a need for Ryan to be guilty. That's what Dr. Mark, you remember Dr. Mark? That's what he said. That was a shot against the LDBC. And that's why he don't call me no more, because he never straightened that out. Because I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? BVO, salute. There's a need for this boy to be guilty. Well, remember when I said not everything needs a response? You remember I said that? Well, I didn't find him guilty. I was told that he popped before y'all were told. I kept my mouth shut. The Athletic Commission declared him guilty by way of the test. VADA did their job and caught him. They transported the stuff, made sure it wasn't tampered with. Y'all remember Ryan hired these people to go check the integrity of the B sample? And they said, no, there was nothing there. There was the seal wasn't cracked. It wasn't tampered with. That's your piss. And while we here, let's go to it. And they went to it, and that B sample came out. Y'all remember he was in Dubai, no, in Saudi, and they asked him about the B sample. Y'all remember what he told the news crew? Well, I don't know why the B sample would say anything different from the A sample. So, and I'm like, what did he say? Did you hear that? He's admitting guilt, and nobody hears that but me. But I'm the hater. And then when everything came to fruition, when all the facts came out and it came out that he was lying and talking about it was ashwagandha after saying he don't take supplements, and then he don't take supplements, but then he says it was perfect amino and super carb. You have a problem making weight, but you take a super carb. Super carb? And then you sent canisters to a third-party drug testing group. They said, "Oh, we found the ostarine that's in this." And then Showbiz says, "Oh, see, he was framed." And they said, "Hold on. When we got the canisters, they were opened, which means the dumbass bought ostarine and put it in the canisters and sent it to a fucking. He sent it to the drug testing company. He put the ostarine in it, man." He put it in it. So all of these things is happening in real time. Not one of you knuckle draggers even called me and said, "Oh man, Drew, you know what? You was right about that guy." Y'all, the LDBC, y'all were right about him. You know what we was left with? Oh yeah, and the racist outbursts. I didn't even get to that. Because once he was caught and found guilty and was looking stupid, now he want to resurrect George Floyd and kill him again and join the Ku Klux Klan. His words, not mine. You would think these knuckle draggers that felt a certain way about Bill and felt a certain way about Devin and felt which triggered them to feel a certain way about us after we showed them nothing but unconditional love at one point. Some of these cats didn't even get on their platform and say, "You know what? They were right." Some of you cats that knew me, got my phone number, didn't even call me. You didn't have to take it to the air, but you could have called me and said, "Hey, you know what, bro? You were right about that, man. I don't like Bill, I don't like Dev, but you know what about that? Y'all can't get on code for 2 seconds. You know what? Y'all would rather stick to your guns and be right in your minds." Freedom's March, salute. Inside the squared circle, salute. Renzo, what up? If I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. You would rather be right in your mind than to admit you've made a mistake. Because you got to understand, admitting that you've made a mistake, first of all, it's refreshing. It's refreshing. If you can get on your platform, no matter how big or small it is, and say, "You know what, I was wrong about this." And you'll see who really supports you or not. Look at your chat. "Y'all was wrong about this. You know what? I got to second think this." And then watch your chat. How many people said, "Oh man, when did you flip? When did you flip on Active Squad? When did you flip on Boots? When did you flip on Tank?" Yeah, I flipped on Tank when I asked him, "Hey man, why didn't you fight Loma back in 2018, 2019? Hey man, I thought he could do it. If Orlando Salido could do it, I know Tank got the goods to beat him. Come on, stop this dude. Y'all know what he's trying to do with him. Stop this dude." "Oh, Drew, when did you flip on Tank?" I'm not. I'm saying he got the goods. He's the remedy. Wait, hold on. I'm asking the young man to be great, man. When did I become the villain? Hating on a fighter is asking him to do his job? Hold on, wait a minute. What's wrong with you? It's not me. I know it's not me. It's you. It's like that with Tank. It's like that with Shakur. It's getting like that with Keyshawn. In all of these things, it's clear hate for Devin. You take your eyes off the prize. You ignore racism. You ignore cheating in the sport of boxing. You want an example of that? Devin wasn't the first person to accuse Ryan of cheating. It was Tank. Will St. Clair, salute. It was Tank. Y'all forgot? And when Tank blamed him for cheating, when he accused him of cheating, Sid Mark, salute. When he accused him of cheating, I said, "Yo, if he's like that, put him through the ringer." Y'all know I don't deal with cheating in boxing. Michael Ray, salute. I don't do cheating in boxing. And I said, you know what? If Tank feels his kid's a cheater, he knows something. Allegedly, Bernard Hopkins had cream of clear on his hands and was trying to touch Tank during the stare down. And Tank was like, don't touch me, don't touch me. I say, why are you so adamant about touching him? The word on the curb was B-Hop put some shit on his hand. And it may have been cream in the clear. Y'all know what that is? Shane Mosley knows what it is. You put it on your hand, and it could be it could be skin to skin contact. He won't even know. He'll go in there and whoop Ryan's ass, and then pop dirty later. I didn't take anything. Well, how did it get there? And then when they asked B-Hop, yo, why was you trying to touch Tank? If y'all go back and look at that on YouTube. When Tank is telling B-Hop, don't touch me, don't touch me. That was more than him just being rattled. I was like, hold on. Why is he trying to touch him? Y'all remember Philip D. Salute? Y'all remember B-Hop's response? Oh, I didn't want him to fall off the stage. Hold on. Ryan is your fighter. Why are you on the opposite side trying to touch Tank? Why do you care if Tank falls off the stage? He wasn't nowhere near the edge of the stage. Your responsibility is with your fighter. And then you going over there trying to touch the kid? What are you doing? What was you up to? And then I heard behind the scenes that he had some shit on his hands. And I said, whoa, this is a dirtbag game we're working in. But that was okay for y'all. That was okay for y'all. Tank fans I'm talking to. That was okay. For them to have Sandy, the Mongolian kid. Ryan, are you okay? Remember him? Remember him? That was okay. He had moles in his camp, breaking up his ribs. Kenny Max Payne says Tank over everybody. Good. I'd love to see him in the ring against anybody. He says Tank over everybody. I want to see him in the ring against anybody. Can I get that? Don't block him. Leave him right there. Tank over everybody. Fine. Can he get in there with anybody? Because at this point, everybody's bigger than him because Tank is so small. Keyshawn, 140. Shakur, 140. Africa, 140. Boots, 54. Tio, 47. Rolly, 140. But Tank's too small. So y'all get it together. Tank over everybody? Great. Can he fight anybody? Please. Except bitches at the club. Did I lie? Leave him alone. You a black man. Let him get his 40 million. I left him alone. And he messed that up. Because he want to punch chicks in the face at a club. A club. He says, Tank, come back. We gone. I'm reading the house written. All right, obviously, Kenny, you one of those. Tank, come back. We gone. Forget about them fighter. Let's be on. Read this, y'all. Read that. Just read it. Just read that. All right. I'm done talking to Kenny, bro. Pugilism says Haney versus Rolly. It is after the smoke clears. For now, easy blockade over Garcia. Haney rematch because Rolly beat that boy Ryan already. Well, okay, whatever, man. Y'all could come in here and say whatever it is you want to say, but there's a list. And that's why I got Xander Zayas here screaming, no. You got 2 belts there, buddy. You got a big old target on your back. You got a big old target on your back. And because of the cowards on that list, now he got to go fight Xander Zayas at a higher weight class. And y'all saying he got to go bully. I mean, you don't bully anybody that's a champion. Stop it. What's more of an accomplishment, y'all? My brother Trick Notes here in the building. Salute. I know. Man. Pugilism says Bill on the boxing voice right now talking that Rolly unification. Rolly on the list first. Rolly has to agree, fella. Rolly was mentioned first a month ago. And Rolly said no. Rolly was talking about, oh, if I hit Devin, he's going to sue me. And y'all laughed. I said, okay, well, laugh while you signing on the dotted line. Rolly got a tweet talking about, hey, I just read it. Rolly got a tweet talking about, I'll fight Ryan. He can get on cocaine and all kinds of peds, and I'll still beat him. No smoke in the building. Salute. Rolly said that. So after y'all are joking and roasting and all this other stuff, are y'all going to sign? I don't care who your favorite fighter is. Are you going to sign? That's what I want to know. Are you going to sign, or are you going to say everything but fight? What are you doing? All the jokes and the one-liners, it's a bar. I got it. Cool. Yeah. He going to sue you. Yeah. He's chinny. Yeah, pillow fist. Yeah. PTSD. Yeah. The man's a welterweight champion, and he beat the boogeyman. Y'all wasn't trying to fight Brian Norman either. Let's not act like that wasn't going on. Boots. Devin got to go to 147. In his first fight at 147, he fights the boogeyman. Y'all are seeing this. I'm not gonna say, oh, y'all act like y'all don't see this. Y'all see what I see. Y'all are also mad because Devin Haney is who you wish your favorite fighter could be. Pugilism. Let me tell you how this works. When you say B-side terms, brother, Turkey, there is no B-side terms. If you say no to Turkey, it's a duck. Because who's at home if you're fighting in Saudi or anywhere like in the Middle East or Africa? Who's at home? Who's at home? Nobody. Both of y'all are fighting on the road. And with Turkey, you know the money's correct. The money is correct. That's just it. That's just it. See, these kids that just started watching boxing during the Floyd Mayweather, the money Mayweather, not the pretty boy Floyd era, the money Mayweather era. He got y'all trained off of that B-side, A-side conversation. It's not like that with Turkey anymore. He killed that. That shit dead. It's dead. You're gonna make more money riding with Turkey, fighting your contemporary. What these cats need to be doing is going over there, getting your money, win or lose, and getting out the sport. If you so choose. Some of these fighters will be lucky to get inside this sport of boxing and make at least $5 million. You go to Turkey, and I heard he pays these cats up front. Once you sign on a dotted line, all you got to do is fight. Gets the training and fight. All you got to do is fight. The money's there. Nah, pugilism. Turkey don't order anything, brother. Turkey don't order anything. Turkey doesn't order anything. If you want to fight, you can go to Turkey. If you're fighting under that Riyadh banner, Turkey calls up and offers. He doesn't order, because if that's the case, he'd have ordered Tio to fight Keyshawn. You remember the story that Keyshawn told? He was sitting with Turkey and they called Teofimo. And he said, I got Keyshawn right here. Money wasn't the issue. Teofimo said, no, I want to fight Boots. What happened to that? He says, no. We got Keyshawn right here. He said, hey, man, I got $11 million to fight Devin. He turned down Keyshawn. He turned down Devin. That's what happened. That's what happened. He don't tell you to do anything. He call your phone. He call your phone. Hey, I got $12 million for you. What you want me to do? Fight this guy. It's either yes or no. He finally agrees to fight wait, what? He says you just backtrack your stand. You mean stance. Turkey sets the stage for the big fights, and regardless of their list, they would look like a duck if they deny Turkey's stage and his big money bag for the fight. What do you mean I backtrack my stance? I've always said that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Fuck you talking about? Rolly voice. What are you talking about? I ain't backtrack anything. Why are you in here trying to pick a debate with me? You know this is not going to work with me, right? You do understand what I've said is what I've always said. Pugilism. It's what I've said. This is free money with Turkey. All you have to do is perform. Money's not the issue. What I found is these fighters are saying no. T.O. could have made $11 million fighting Devin. He said no. And when they asked him what the problem was, he said he didn't like Devin's style. He said, not that I can't beat him, I just don't like that style for me. And he brought up the Jose Ramirez style. I said, man, F that, go get your bread, because you just said you never made $11 million. What we doing? Tell me who Riyadh season, what fighter in Riyadh season saying we ain't get this fight done because of money? Tell me, name the fighter. That's why everybody ran over there. What T.O. is lucky that he got at Shakur. Because in his heart, one more bad duck, and Turkey would have been like, yo, man, he ain't serious. He ain't trying to do nothing. He goes on to say Haney's list of opponents don't go according to his order. If Turkey offers the win business, you think Haney is going to turn down Turkey? Hey, look, man, I don't know what you're trying to do here, but I'm going to answer this question and I'm going to move on. Devin Haney's list was in order, which is how he got to Brian Norman Jr. in the first place. I think Brian Norman was like 4th or 5th. Everybody said no. Tank was ahead of him. Shakur was ahead of him. Boots was ahead of him. And I think that's how we got to Brian Norman. I forget the actual order, but it was in order. And whoever answered that call, Turkey was going to foot the bill. So money was never the issue. When you got to Brian Norman said, run it. That's why he's the only person that gets any respect from me. Do you understand that? So when you say, according to his order, that's Devin Haney's order. They made the list and gave it to Turkey. What are we talking about here? That's old news, brother. That's it. And contrary to what you're trying to say, Turkey's not ordering anything. He goes to people and offers. He didn't order Beterbiev and Bivol. He went to them and said, yo, look, the sanctioning bodies ain't doing shit. I could make this happen. And they agreed. What if Beterbiev agreed and Bivol said, nah, I'm doing good over here with my 2 belts over here and or my 3 belts or whatever. What if he said that? Then Turkey can't make you fight. He can say, yo, I can handle the financial part of it. Do you want to do it, yes or no? And I'm telling you, Teofimo turned it down. He turned down Keyshawn, and then he turned down Devin. So I feel that when the Shakur shit came up, he thought, yo, I better take this because this will be 3 strikes and I'm going to be out. And justifiably so. You had Keyshawn, you had Devin, and you turned down Shakur. What are you trying to do? Under the old regime, you know, A-side and unconditional fan base, a cult following fan base, y'all can get away with that. Y'all can get away with that. Under the old regime, y'all can get away with that. I had that stuttering ass nigga, Max 7, literally tell me, y'all say Tank gotta do this, you gotta do that. Tank, he ain't gotta do nothing. I said, there it is. Tank ain't gotta do nothing. Because y'all love on these fighters. Y'all love on them. This nigga said he got a poster of Tank in his house. What? Let me tell y'all something. I got posters of Muhammad Ali. I got a poster of Foreman versus Ali. I got a hologram of Ali standing over Liston. And I got Filler in Manila, the poster, the advertisement of that. I don't have a poster of any fighter to date in my fucking house with his shirt off.
What are you, a homo?
When you're talking to somebody that has a poster of a goddamn fighter in their house, did you hear what I just said? A poster of that fighter in their house. You understand? I can't have a boxing conversation with that person because they're loving on, listen to the language, they're loving on that fighter. And what up? If you loving on this guy, I'm not talking to you because your love is unconditional. I'm not talking to you. I'm really not. Because logic has fallen by the wayside. It's over with. It's over with. Logic has abandoned ship. It's fallen to the wayside. It's over with. You're lost. Turkey has revealed the logic in these kids. Absolutely, K-Rod. Absolutely. Because back then, their reputations meant more. Reputations meant a lot more. And the money came with your reputation. You see, in this era, and it's in all sports, in this era, they don't care about their reputation as long as they're getting money. Because money cures everything. That's why reputation and work ethic is non-existent with these kids today. And it's like that in all sports. I'll give you an example. I just saw this thing on Instagram 2 days ago. They said Robert Horry made 46 million in his career. Right? $46 million in his career, and they put him next to James Harden. James Harden has made $411 million in his NBA career. It's a lot of money. And of course, the question was, who would you rather be? And at the bottom of the picture is Robert Horry holding an NBA championship. And it says, this man has 7 chips. This man has played for 6 teams with no chips. Who would you rather be? And I clicked on the comment section, and I know exactly who's Gen X and Gen Z. I know who was born in 2000 commenting on that goddamn post. I know. Because all of you fingernail painting, skinny jean wearing, purple hair dyeing, I picked the bear mofos, pick James Harden. Here's what I know about James Harden. He's probably the best running back in the NBA. You heard what I just said? He's probably the best running back in the NBA with a beard. Can the man ball? Yeah, I guess. But this man has also been to 6 teams. He hasn't produced 1 NBA championship, not 1. The problem is the fans. The bigger problem is the goddamn front office. The front office is selling seats. We could sell some jerseys, bringing this guy in. It's become a business. And these kids are no longer playing with integrity anymore. They missed 40 games with a hangnail. Every time I turn around and watch the NBA highlights, LeBron James is flopping into the second row. The man is 6'8", 250 pounds. Every time he makes a layup, he's flying into the first row, screaming about a foul. There's a mentality there. And they slowed it down. No one's touching him. There's a mentality here. This is the result of No Child Left Behind. This is a result of everybody gets a mortgage. You can't include, you don't award for people that work harder than other people anymore. But if that person has a look that's appealing, or he appeals to an audience that you don't understand, what you want to do as a business person is capitalize off of that. Now, Robert Horry's ribs ain't touching. The man made $46 million. I'm assuming he's sitting on an empire. But he has 1 more championship than Michael Jordan. Does that mean he's better than Mike? No. But what I'm saying is he's had an overall better career because after he left the Rockets at 6'10" with a jump shot from hell, anytime he was on that free agent roster, a championship running team said, we got to fill a spot. We need Robert Horry. Go call him. Did they not call him Mr. Big Shot? Why'd they call him that? He had ice in his veins. He was not afraid to take that shot. So when you ask me who I'd rather be Robert, 100%. 100%. And if you monkeys start arguing with me, that's fine. That means that and I don't even think Robert Horry was ever an all-star. I have to look that up. I don't think he was. I don't know. James Harden's a perennial all-star, right? But how many chips he won? Okay, good. How many teams he played for? Okay, good. So at the end of the day, he was useless wherever he went. He was just eye candy. Good for making the ESPN highlight reel. Outside of that, he ain't do shit. If I ain't win with you, there was a point of me paying you all that bread. I can't win nothing with you. For what? Front office is messed up. Who signed off on that? But these kids today don't care. These loser kids today, they don't care about that. There's no integrity. And you see it in boxing. There's no integrity. He says circular logic traps. Turkey revealed you play both sides of the argument. Either stay loyal to the sanctioning body or big bag with Turkey. Ultimately, fighters take the belts. Belts don't make the fighter. I really don't know what you're trying to do, pugilism, but let's play the game. You said circular logic traps. Listen very carefully, because I think I've been very clear. You don't play both sides of the argument. Your favorite fighter, which I don't know who he is, your favorite fighter was talking real big in the 4-belt era. When your favorite fighter has a fan base that loves him unconditionally. When Turkey got into boxing, your favorite fighter absolutely had a contemporary. And more than likely, which means maybe, maybe not, but more than likely, your favorite fighter has a contemporary that's across the street, quote unquote. Maybe he's on Queensberry. Maybe he was on Matchroom. Maybe he's on the PBC, but he's away from you. In order for that to happen, the people in charge of you has to make sure they get the most money possible out of the deal. So you're no longer the concern. Remember, that fighter works for somebody, but that fighter has a fan base. They're not saying I'm a Bob Arum fan. They were Manny Pacquiao fans, but Bob Arum ran the show. See what I'm saying? What Turkey did was say, hey, I got money. Do y'all really want to fight? Do you really want to fight? I'll tell you what, I got money. Come fight. If the sanctioning bodies want to strip you, you have to make a decision. Keep the belt so y'all come over here and I pay y'all, and I'll make a belt worth $1 million for you. And y'all can fight for that because people want to see y'all fight. And what some of the sanctioning bodies have realized is, yo, these fighters they really not giving a shit about our belts, aren't they? So you know what? We're going to let them carry our gold. We're going to let them carry our gold because they're paying a sanctioning fee. So we're not going to make that much noise. We ain't going to get mad and poke our lip out and say we're going to take that belt. They did that to Jai Opetaia already. I think it was the WBA. They said, if you take that fight in Riyadh season, we're going to take it. He said, take the belt. I'll win it back anyway. They took the belt. He went to Riyadh season. He won, came back, and got his belt back. Bet they won't do that again because they need his business. The sanctioning bodies need them, not the other way around. We don't pay to see Bob Arum sit in the front row. We don't pay to see Al Heyman ever, anywhere, because he's a ghost, remember? We pay to see the talent. Even Shakur said, Turkey's making a lot of y'all pull y'all pants up. Y'all got to let y'all nuts hang over here in Riyadh. That's why we see what we see. You said Devin. You called out Conor Ben. Keyshawn, you said Devin. You're not even trying to get into the welterweight ranking systems. You know what to do. But Keyshawn's on the list. Keyshawn's on the list. Shout out to Zuffa. Usyk's over there. More on Usyk tomorrow. Usyk's over there. Jai Opetaia's over there. There's a few more cats heading over there. So if you got an up-and-coming fighter and Zuffa's looking at your fighter, y'all better take y'all asses over there when it's hot. Because I don't know how long it's going to be hot. But go get your money. Right? Y'all young cats always talk about money, money, money. Right? Let me get back to the Robert Horry thing for a second. So in that chat, they say they obviously rather be, I'm reading all kinds of stupid stuff. $411 million, I'll buy rings. Right. You will be the biggest joke in the world. You'll be the biggest joke in the world. You got all this iced out jewelry, big homes, 10 different baby mamas. You're giving your money back to the system. Not one championship, but you got all that bag, right? When you sit down, when James Harden sits down 15 years from now and they ask him, hey, man, why didn't you win a ring? He's going to start blaming everybody around him. It was never his fault. And those people he's blaming, granted they're still alive, they're going to be like, no, it was James' fault. Every time he got the goddamn ball, he didn't give it back, and he's taking a 15 steps backwards and hoisting up a three. It was his fault. Then y'all gonna have to deal with that. But at least you got your bread. I said Robert Horry, $46 million, got 7 championships. People saw value. And it's not like he went there to ride the bench. Everywhere he went, he contributed. Because sometimes you ain't got to look for the best players. You got to look for the right ones. The right ones. When Golden State a few years ago went on their run, and y'all found out Steph Curry had a hell of a game, that Golden State Warrior team, who even thought that they were going to run that they did? There were no All-Stars on that goddamn team, if I'm not mistaken. That came later. But they had chemistry. What happened with one of those dream teams with Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James, and they getting smacked around by Lithuania? Number one, the world got better. Number two, we had all those NBA players on there. What happened? They had great players on there, right? They didn't have the right ones. They had no chemistry. All those names in there getting ran off the floor by Puerto Rico. Yes, that happened. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Not an all-star team. They had a super team on that floor. We can't lose, can we? Yeah, we were losing. No chemistry. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony. Who else was on that team? Come on, man. But Drew, James Harden got deep pockets. Well, you know, do you have $46 million that Robert Horry had? Has you generated that? Have you made that over your career? No? Okay. He's not broke, but he's up 7 rings, 7 chips. Memories. He knows what it's like to be popping bottles. And those same kids are the type of kids, if I said, hey, would you rather contribute and get to the finals in a losing effort, or would you rather just ride the bench in a suit, never suit up all 82 games in playoffs and just pop bottles in the locker room when you ain't playing out 1 minute of NBA ball? Every last one of those YNs said they'd rather ride the bench and wear a suit just so they can experience winning. But you ain't contribute. So what you there for? What are you there for? You just along for the ride. Like a bitch. Like a chick that says, oh, you ugly, but I like your car. Let me ride in it. You a bitch. Watch this. I also asked, whose career would you rather have? Luke Longley or Patrick Ewing? Then they have to go to Google. They know who Patrick Ewing is, but they have to go to Google. Then they say, oh, I'd rather be Luke Longley. He got 3 rings with Chicago. Okay, well, Will Perdue or Patrick Ewing? Then they got to go back to Google. Oh, Will Perdue, he got 3 rings with Chicago. Okay. 3 rings with Chicago. But do you know that Patrick Ewing has made probably triple the amount of money that those 2 men made combined? And he's a top 50 all-time player. And he has no rings. He's made more money, and he cemented his place in history in basketball. So this is why I don't talk to these kids. These kids are retarded. These kids are clout chasers. These kids don't know what competition is. These kids take the easy route. They have no competitive spirit in their minds, in their life. How does this pertain to boxing? If you are cool with your favorite fighter, if your favorite fighter is on the list and he has done nothing but get on Twitter and make jokes all day, that tells me everything I need to know about you as a competitor in life. I don't love on fighters. You got to show me the work. This is boxing. Renzo in that super chat salute, he says, in my experience, in this day and age, more than ever, anything related to uplifting or positive production of black men goes against society. Absolutely. It's a big business and or payoff for black misandry. Yes. Yes. Now watch this. Everybody on that list pretty much is black, right? On Devin's list, except Tiafimo, except Ryan. Everybody on that list is black, right? Everybody on that list is black. So isn't you're not fighting? You're not fighting. What do you say? I'm not addressing that anymore, man. Floyd never went undisputed. I'm not. All right, I'm done. I'm done, bro. I'm done. Pugilism. I'm vaguely reading your stuff. All I'm saying is between the fighters and the fans and the sanctioning bodies, the combination of those three, they devalued the belts. The belts don't mean anything anymore. And all Turkey did was capitalize on that nonsense. So I say all the time, Turkey is y'all's fault. When I say y'all, I'm talking about the fanatics. Not necessarily talking about you, pugilism. I'm saying the belts being bargaining chips, it doesn't exist anymore. Y'all love on these fighters. Y'all don't care whether they're not fighting their contemporaries. Y'all don't care what belts they have. Y'all love chrome hearts, braided hair, tattoo, skin, Ryan Garcia, his straight teeth. I don't know what it is with y'all. I've walked into a room that I've left for a little while and I came back and it looks like men here, but I'm like, why that guy's hair purple? Wait a minute, why is his ass out? Wait a minute. Why does this guy got nipple rings? This is a grown-ass man. And I'm looking at the freaks in the room, and I'm like, yo, hold on. What's with y'all? And all of y'all are looking at me like, what's wrong with you? No, what's wrong with you? So there's three freaks in the room, and I'm normal. I left the room normal. Y'all motherfuckers walking in the goddamn room with your freakish, and I'm like, hold on. That's what y'all doing? Oh, that's normal now? No. Get out my room. This is my room. This is boxing. Don't bring that pillow biting, pierced nipple thing in. Get out. Go somewhere. Go create your own room. That's what they're doing with the old regime. Go to it. Shout out to Zuffa. I understand they bought the catalog or something that Blue said. I ain't watched the whole video of HBO and Showtime. Bro, if they did that, and if I didn't watch Blue's video, I'm gonna watch it in a little while. But if they did that, if it was something about him buying them buying a catalog, do you know that they could bring back HBO boxing or Showtime boxing? That's more airtime for the sport that I love. I already told y'all I love pro box. That reminds me of the old days of Friday night fights. Y'all weren't around for that. Y'all were being made. Your parents was banging to make you while I was watching that as a teenager, as a young man. You were born in 2000. You didn't start watching boxing with a critical eye until you were 15, 16. By then, your favorite fighter was Floyd Mayweather. And you still don't know the sport like how I know it. So when I tell you something, you might want to listen before you respond. I'm saying it for a reason. There's a reason why I support Devin. There's a reason why I support Deontay. There's a reason why I support Errol. There's even a reason why Bud is on shaky legs, because he's pissing me off. But I'll talk about that some other time. Y'all seen I've been quiet, right? I've been very quiet about him. Shakur pissing me off. Tank pissed me off. Keyshawn has officially pissed me off. Rody been pissed me off. Zuffa, one belt, each division, one champion. Either fight or go away. They ain't making you do nothing because it's worth your weight in gold. You're gonna get paid. So what else is the problem? Ryan online playing games right now, trying to paint this narrative that like Devin's the one avoiding. Talking about A side B. Man, shut up, bro. Shut up and fight. You've had all the excuses. Are you gonna fight, yes or no? And y'all loving on this whore. Saying he got kidnapped by Ben Wallace and he got back shots in the forest. Y'all let him get away with that? Walking around with Gorlock the Destroyer, took a lie detector test, admitted to be bisexual, and said he found that thing attractive. Y'all gonna let him get away with that? That tells me everything I need to know about you. It's not Devin, it's you. Because if Devin was walking around with Gorlock the goddamn Destroyer and said he was bisexual and found him attractive, y'all would have a field day. Y'all are cowards. Y'all are haters. These motherfuckers are on the list. They say everything but fight. International Quiet Storm, my brother in that super chat salute. He says, there are billions invested to keep and stay black men out the home. It affects everything: housing, family court, attorneys, social work programs, judges, pensions, retirement funds, etc. Going against it gets you flagged or banned. That's why Quiet Storm, I had to be real selective about what I do on Pep Talk. That's why I've spaced those shows apart. That's why I speak freely on Patreon. That's why I speak more freely on Rumble. Because I see the play. Every time I put up a Pep Talk touching on a topic like that, they screw up my life. Every time. That's why I said, let me fall back and reevaluate how I do things. That's why. And that's why we have options. Brother's been dragged through the goddamn system. Man, it's crazy. King of Rock and Roll says, watch Devin Haney get knocked out by Rolly. That's interesting. Why can't I not see King of Rock and Roll in my chat? He says, watch Devin Haney get knocked out by Rolly. So obviously what you see there is a you wish Devin Haney would get knocked out. Never seen this dude before. You just knew he was going to get knocked out by Brian Norman, right? You just knew that was going to happen. Why didn't you show up on my Sunday show after that fight? Y'all remember that dude figure drawing? That was in here big. He turned out he was like a 16, 17-year-old. And I said, look, it's okay. Come back here after the Bud Crawford and Canelo fight. Come back here Sunday. My brother Junior the Truth in the building. Go subscribe to my brother Junior the Truth. Salute. Hey, Quiet Storm. You see this brother right here? Go subscribe to my Brody right here. He is his name. My brother Quiet Storm. Check my brother Junior Truth's channel. Real stuff. Real stuff. I'm sending you there. I'm sending you right here. This is my brother right here. My brother Junior says, 1 belt, 8 with 8 classes, Zuffa looking better and better. Yes. And it's another thing, Junior. Cat's headed over there. Cats is headed over there. Cats is headed over there. Zuffa ain't gonna do nothing. Zuffa ain't gonna do nothing. Jara Patai goes over there. Zuffa ain't gonna do nothing. Zuffa ain't gonna do nothing. Usyk is over there. Now y'all getting quieter and quieter. Y'all getting quieter and quieter and quieter. And your silence is deafening. Let me run that for you one more time.
Here's a story about Devin Haney pursuing greatness in the boxing world. He won't smoke with active squad, but they're cowards, and Tank is just as well. Here's a story about a kid named Rolly, who is champ but has no backbone, with no clue of what he's gonna do next. This retard's all alone. And then one day Devin Haney faces Riyadh, who turns out to be a racist drug cheat. Dev moves on and Eddie hides his champion, and the other clowns are scared of getting beat. The Shady Bunch, the Shady Bunch. That's the way they became the Shady Bunch. Punks.
Yo, speaking of Rolly, what is Rolly doing next? Where's his fans at? What do y'all want to see Rolly do? Because he has options. He has a belt. Listen, Rolly's a champion. He's talking about, hey, Ryan, you could juice up. Ryan, you could juice up. I'll fight you. Fuck you talking about, Ryan? You could juice up. I don't care. Punk ass Devin, if I hit him, he's gonna sue me. Fuck you talking about? I mean, I fight Ryan. He could juice up. I don't care. What's Rolly gonna do next? Where my Rolly fans at? Rolando, Rolly, Romero. What's he doing next, man? Tell me what he's doing next. What do you want to see Rolly do next? He's a champion. This is amazing. This is amazing. Because nobody got to fight their mandatories because, you know why? You know why? Because none of you guys hold a fighter to a standard. Listen, I can ask y'all, what do you want your favorite fighter to do? And y'all start talking about all this red tape and y'all make y'all fighter the victim, right? But then if I ask you, what should Devin do? No, I say, what do you want to see Devin do? You tell me what you think he should do. And y'all will run down everything that he should do and why he's not going to do it and how he's a duck and the excuse making. Y'all will run it down. But if I ask you, hey, what do you want to see Tank do? Y'all going to coddle him. He should stay at 135. Everyone's too big officially now because, everybody has moved on, right? Boots all the way to 154. Keyshawn Shakur, 140. Ryan, 147, right? Devin, 147. Richardson Hitchens, 140. Teofimo going to 147. So everybody's officially too big for tiny ass Tank, right? Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Eastside Cruz, he wants that rematch. His last fight was at where? 140. Lamont Roach, he don't want that rematch. Where did they fight? 140. So everyone's officially too big for Tank. So leave that little nigga out of this. Leave Melo Yell out of this. He a sucker. But everybody else, Rolly, you would think it's unification because I know he has a mandatory. But unification trumps mandatories, right? Well, it depends on who's enforcing it. So Devin put his ass on the list. Devin put Barrios on the list. Not because he's great, but he had a belt. And instead of having that happen, a unification, what does Mauricio Suleiman do? He takes Ryan Garcia off of a loss from 140 and leapfrogs like 30 people and gets him an immediate title shot for the WBC strap. And y'all want to talk to me about sanctioning bodies? The WBC of all people? Before you justify any of that, tell me where all the franchise champions went. Where they at? Where are they? Where those belts at? Where are they? Where'd they go? If you can't answer that, have a nice hot cup of shut the F up. I mean a smoking hot cup of Joe. Said in that super chat, salute, brother. He says, salute Paramount. Just bought the rights to HBO and Showtime. What does this mean for Dana White? Real takeover. Thank you. Y'all all clowned? Y'all all clowned? We don't like Dana? Yeah, you know what? Your favorite fighter about to really hate Dana. Either your favorite fighter has balls, and he's gonna prove that he's the best, or at least try, or what are you gonna do? Wait, watch this, y'all. What is your favorite fighter gonna do? Whether he's on Devin Haney's list or not, what is he gonna do? Y'all kids are obsessed with money, right? Dana has a bag. He's funded by Turkey. So if Dana says, hey, man, hey, Rolly, listen, what was your highest payday? And I don't know. Let's say Rolly's highest payday was $6 million. Let's just say that. Let's say it was. Rolly's a millionaire. Hey, Rolly, man, this is a unification fight with you and Devin. Tell you what, automatically when you get into the ring with Devin, you double your worth. Your last fight, you made $6 million. Devin automatically is going to make 15 if you fight him. So let's bump you up to 10 million. And hey, man, you can actually beat Devin. What if you beat Devin? You become unified and you beat Devin. Can y'all explain to me, under those direct circumstances, why would Rolly say no? Please give me the answer. Can somebody explain why Rolly Romero is not fighting Devin right now? Please explain. Money's not the issue. Location's not the issue. Please tell me strategically why Rolly shouldn't fight Devin, please. Go ahead. Rolly fans, Devin Haney haters, y'all are one and the same in this scenario. Tell me how it's Devin's fault, and tell me why Rolly is correct for not fighting Devin for a unification at 147 right now. Please explain. You see, you active squad dudes, y'all scared to talk here. You Rolly Romero, they ain't no Rolly Romero fans. Let's be honest. There's no Rolly Romero fans. Okay? There's only Devin Haney haters. Shakur got some fans. Keyshawn got some new fans. There are no Lewis Crocker fans over here. So if you're talking up Lewis Crocker, if you're talking up Rolly, you're just a Haney hater. If you're a black talking up Ryan Garcia, your mother's a whore. You don't know your father, but you look like him. You're a son husband. All right, and there's a lot of things wrong with you. But we got 4 champions at 147. The next order of business should be unification. So can anyone explain? Now I know before you clowns come up in here and start talking about, hey man, Devin needs to fight Jack Catterall. That's his mandatory. Guess what, y'all? Devin don't need to do any of that. What does that sound like? Devin doesn't need to do nothing. But in this case, that applies. You know why? I'll tell you. Devin wants to go up in weight to fight a unified champion in Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas has the WBA that he's sharing with Jaron Ennis, because Jaron Ennis is the interim. Go figure that crap out. And Xander Zayas is also a champion at what? 54 with the WBO. What belt does Devin have at 47? WBO. If he decided to fight Jack Catterall, most of you clowns don't even know who the hell Jack Catterall is. Please don't talk him up. And Jack Catterall is nice with it, but he's not better than Devin. Devin will outbox him, and then y'all will say, well, who's he? And y'all will accuse Devin of what? Ducking who? There's a list. Devin can't get no fights because y'all clowns are scared. Shady bunch. Yeah, Steve, I know you're a Rolly fan. I'm talking to the other guys, though. What is Rolly doing? How come no one is holding his feet to the flames? Devin literally put out a list, put everybody of note on it, and somehow it's Devin's fault. Somehow it's Devin's fault. What, he wasn't supposed to put out a list? What? I see them talking. Even Xander Zayas said some shit. Oh, you're going to hit me and sue. Maricon. All right, cool. You said all that. Are you going to fight, bro? Because if you're going to fight, man, I'll give props to Xander Zayas. Because you know what I'll say? At least he getting in there. You can roast, man. You can roast. It's been done. You can roast. You can roast all you want. But as long as you're fighting, you can roast at the same time. No smoking that super chat. He says, this coward behavior just gives power to the ninja sword. Oh, bro, you already...
Give power to my nigger sword!
That's right, Mark. And that's why we say Devin is the face of boxing. That's why we say it. I'm literally watching how y'all cats move. And it's disgusting. It is disgusting. It is disgusting. Devin literally is suing. He was suing. Check this out, for those of you that don't know. There's a lot of moving parts in that lawsuit. One of them was he wanted his rematch. You know what Turkey said? Went to DHP. He said, how much money are you suing Ryan for? And they disclosed the amount. Y'all know what Turkey did? Trey Will in the building. Y'all know what Turkey did? He paid them. Because a portion of that lawsuit, there was money exchanged, but somehow Golden Boy got paid $1 million. Let me get this straight. Ryan Garcia fails a drug test, gets suspended for a year. Golden Boy got paid? Do y'all even know that? The damages was to DHP. They'd have probably still been in litigation right now. Turkey Alasheet came through and said, how much you suing them for? They gave them the amount. They paid them. And you know what? I could have all of this wrong. Y'all ask BFTB. He knows better than I do. But what I understand was that they were paid to drop the lawsuit. What are you suing for? That amount? I got that. They paid them. And what was the condition? Make the fight. Make the rematch. I'm going to pay you guys. Hey, Ryan, you got to fight. And he still didn't force Ryan to fight. The deal was, after the Fatal Fury, regardless, y'all are fighting next. And what happened? Ryan lost. Then he said, my hand's broken. And there it is. We still don't have a fight. And now he online talking again. He's talking about A side, B side. That does not exist in Riyadh season. That's my whole point. Whatever money he's asking for, he's going to get it. Wherever Turkey says the fight's happening, it's going to happen at. It can happen in Philadelphia in the middle of the, but Turkey could say, I want to throw a fight up the block from the Rocky statue. They will figure out how to get that done. They did it in Times Square. I said, what the fuck? Where? They put a ring in time. I was there. I said, oh shit, he really did it. He really did it. I done put that in the ether. Turkey Al-Sheikh will make a fight, and they moved the Rocky statue. Before it was at the top of the steps where he ran up the steps. They moved it. It's on the side now. And people go there and take pictures with it and everything. I believe Turkey Al-Sheikh, if he wants to, he could corner that whole area off so that the Rocky statue will be there, and they'll have a boxing ring right next to it and put an event right there. Somehow. But the money's not the issue. Location's not the issue. All you got to do is fight. And Ryan's online talking about A side, B side. Now watch this. Let me ask y'all a question. When have you heard Devin fuss about money? Rhetorical question. Never. Devin was the B side versus George Kambosos. Devin was the B side, and he went to Australia 2 times. Once to win undisputed, the other time to defend it. He never complained about money. So what in the blue hell is Ryan even talking about? But right now, I'm sure you see bigger channels, Coons, talking about, Ryan got a point. Devin he's the B side. Now watch this. Even under the old regime, Devin is the B side. So what? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. No. What determines the B side? Popularity or accomplishments? Be very careful. Be very careful. Be very careful. Be very, very careful. You see, I used to get butterflies when Michael Buffer grabbed the mic, and when 2 fighters were standing across the ring from each other, and Michael Buffer says, someone's O has to go. That means you had 2 undefeated fighters in there, and someone's O had to go. Ooh. Now it don't mean shit. It don't mean shit. Ryan got 2 losses, 1 by knockout, a drug cheat, but his hair is perfect. Please explain to me, why would he even be the A side under the old circumstances? How? Because of his fan base? Because he put asses in the seat? Let me give y'all a little story about a fight, and I'm about to speak Chinese to y'all, but y'all don't know. Y'all wouldn't know. There was a fighter in the 90s. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can pull him up. Let me see if I can pull him up. You know what? It don't matter. There was a fighter in the 90s from Brazil. His name was Acelino Freitas. Floyd called him out, but he was very popular. He was a Brazilian fighter, handsome kid. He was an HBO fighter. Y'all remember Acelino Freitas? You remember that guy? Okay, cool. Yeah, Michael Ray, he could punch. Dude was strong. Well, one night, boxing after dark, he fought a fella by the name of Diego Chico Corrales. And I think that made Mr. Ishmael salute. I think that may have been his first fight at that weight. I'm not sure. But Chico got in that ring. And as soon as that bell rang, Acelino got on his bike, and I'm watching this like, oh my God, he don't want to get hit. Well, eventually, Diego cornered him, and by the time Acelino was getting up off that damn floor, he saw that big Jesus statue that's in Brazil. He beat Jesus into him. He beat Jesus into him. And I remember Chico being, yeah, I'm here now. I'm here now. I don't remember if that was his first stint at that weight. Right? But he beat him up bad. My point of bringing that up is Acelino, he could fight. He had 2 fights with Joel Casamayor. They were bangers. So he could fight. He could fight. But he was a handsome lad. And I know at that point, HBO was checking their ratings. He's a handsome kid. They wanted to see if they had a little Oscar de la Hoya fanism in there. Because y'all know Oscar could fight. He's a Hall of Fame fighter. I'll never talk bad about Oscar de la Hoya's boxing career. But they noticed, there was a documentary I watched. They noticed. They said, "Why we got a lot of big ratings, and there was a lot of Julio Cesar Chavez fans. But these ratings are exceptionally high when this kid is fighting." And it was because the girls liked him. 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 He's not even into girls, but it was because the girls liked him. When I do that for a reason. So now they said, oh man, years later, here come Acelino Freitas. Hey, do we have something with this guy? He's a handsome kid. He's not American. He speaks Portuguese. Do we preserve him or no? Well, at that time, you couldn't hide anybody from anybody. We weren't at that point of boxing yet. And plus, Oscar didn't duck no smoke. Look at the resume. Oscar was a pretty boy, but I can't think of a fighter that he ducked. He may have, but I can't think of one. Check the resume. That's all I'm saying. Oscar was a dog. He was. So they throw Acelino Freitas in there. Well, they didn't throw him in there. The fight made sense. And Corrales beat him up. There goes that. But here's my question. Who was more accomplished at that time? Who was more accomplished? Freitas only lost twice. He'd been knocked out twice. I think the Baby Bull, Juan Diaz beat him, and Corrales stopped him. This man has 41 wins, 34 knockouts. He beat Zaire Rahim, I think. I watched that. Joel Casamayor. You know what I mean? Fought him, beat him. Casamayor was a dirty ass fighter too. So he was in the mix. What do you think was trying to be done there? Oh, you know what, Junior? I think you're right. He beat up Chavez. Chavez was old and past it. I think he did duck Costa-Zoo. I think he did duck. You know what? I'm going to research that. I think he did. I think he did. I think he did. I think you're right about that. Yeah, he got in there with Felix and laid an egg in the last 3 rounds of the fight. I thought he won that. I thought Oscar won that. But I think they were pushing hold on. There was noise. I think they were pushing Tito in a direction, and they punished Oscar for running those last 2 rounds. You want to apply running to any fighter? Watch the last 3 rounds of De La Hoya and Trinidad. That was just ridiculous. But I still thought he did enough to win the fight. But that was crazy. Yeah, pugilism, that's another conversation to be had. There's a whole mixtape on YouTube. When he was with Top Rank, when Floyd was with Top Rank, he called out all those guys. Shane Mosley, Oscar, Acelino Freitas, Prince Nassim Hamed. He called out everybody. And Bob Arum didn't go to bat for his black fighter. He just didn't do it. He just didn't do it. And that's why Floyd took his ass away from him when he hooked up with Al Heyman. He said, we out of here. We out of here. He bought out his contract and left. Floyd called out everybody. And that's why I defended Floyd later in his career. He's boring. He ducks fight. I said, yo, man, this man tried to do everything. When you say he ducks fights, when anyone back then said, yo, Floyd ducks fights, you say, well, who'd he duck? They meant Manny Pacquiao. And that was bullshit. When you asked him, hey, man, Floyd ducks fights. Fights meaning plural. Meaning 2, or a few fights meaning more than 1. More than 2. So who'd he duck? Give me some names. If they can't fire off at least 2 names, it's nonsense. Floyd didn't duck anybody. He didn't. He tried to fight. The Oscar Mosley thing, he tried to get in the middle of that. But at that time, Floyd was with Top Rank and he wasn't worth anything. He tried to get Miguel Cotto smoke when Miguel had hair. We had the curly afro. Y'all must have forgot. I ain't forget. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, Winky right at 54? Nah, but he could have fought Costa Tszyu early. You know, Costa Tszyu back then, Costa Tszyu had a loss back then. Oh, man. Wait a minute. Let me see something. Got me thinking right now. Oscar. Yeah, that Felix Stern fight was some bullshit. I thought Felix beat him. Wait a minute. Wait, let me go all the way down here. Okay, I'll tell you right now. All right, Costa Tszyu. Costa Tszyu had a loss versus Vince Phillips. That was back in 1997. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I think that Vince Phillips loss may have been why Oscar wouldn't have bothered to fight him back then, because Oscar was hot in these streets. I could be wrong. But if that fight was being spoken about, that because Vince Phillips stopped him. Let me go back. Let me go down here for a minute. Okay. So he loses to Vince Phillips. And about 2 years later, he fights Julio Cesar Chavez. I mean, it's 2000, bro. This guy, nah. He was way past it. He beat the shit out of him, and they gave him credit for it. So in 2 years, 3 years, okay, I can see why Oscar, it's like, why, he goes on to fight Sean B. Mitchell. I have that fight on VHS tape. I recorded that. That was on Boxing After Dark. Sean B. Mitchell. Was it on Showtime or HBO? I forget. May have been on I think it was on Showtime. But I have it on video. Man, he beat the shit out of Sean B. Mitchell. And salute to him, friend of the Stronghouse. He fought some dude named Octay Urkel, Steve Urkel's cousin. Then the Zab Judah fight happened. And yeah. Y'all remember Ben Tacky, the African dude? One of the most disrespectful things, Cortez, what up? One of the most disrespectful things in that fight was at the very end. Ben Tacky goes up to Casa Zoo and shakes his hand. He says, "We'll meet again." And Casa smiles and says, "I don't think so." Yo, I was crying. He says, "We'll meet again." He said, "I don't think so." He said it so politely and smiling. Yo, man, that was funny as hell, man. I laughed so hard. I was in my room curled up, man. My abs, I had caught a cramp in my abs. Oh, man. I got that on tape, too. I got a lot of fighters. I got a lot of fights on tape, man. I got a lot of bangers on tape. I got to order this device off of online. It plugs into your VCR. And you can plug your you can plug it into your VCR and it downloads onto the device. Then you take the device and put it into your computer. And you can just drop and drag the damn thing on the damn computer. I have boxes of boxing. And my dad, too. Listen, y'all remember the old VCRs? Where you have to put the damn tape in the top? Y'all don't know about by the time y'all seen it, y'all youngins, you had to put the tape in the front of the machine. The first VCRs was big as hell. It was about the size of a damn printer. You had to put the tape in the top and press it down. My pops had that when it first came out. State of the art. He has boxing videotapes from back then, and he had to redub those because the tapes was getting old. Those tapes are in his crib in the basement in a box. I got to get all of that. He got old Terry Norris fights on there. He got ABC fights from the 80s on there. He got some bangers. I mean, boxes of it. I got to go through it. Man, I'll get some of those fights and just air them on Rumble because you can't air that on YouTube because YouTube is they ran by these people, man.
What are you, a homo?
They ran by Miguel and those people. You already know. But anyway. One more time, y'all.
Here's a story about Devin Haney pursuing greatness in the boxing world. He won't smoke with active squad, but they're cowards, and Tank is just as well. Here's a story about a kid named Rolly, who is champ but has no backbone, with no clue of what he's gonna do next. This retard's all alone. And then one day Devin Haney faces Riyadh, who turns out to be a racist drug cheat. Dev moves on and Eddie hides his champion, and the other clowns are scared of getting beat. The Shady Bunch, the Shady Bunch. That's the way they became the Shady Bunch. Punks.
I ain't got to lie on anybody. Ryan Garcia's ducking out loud right now. A side, B side. You know what that's like? That's like you telling me that your computer is state of the art and I look at it, and you still got a floppy disk insertion in that, a floppy disk drive in the front of your shit. Yo, my computer state of the art. And I look at it. Like, is that a floppy disk? Yeah, it's state of the art though. Wait a minute. Your computer can't even get online, man. That is a floppy disk. What? If you don't get out my face. It was state of the art in 1990. So F you, Shady Bunch. Because they say everything but fight. General got to be on. And I know he cooking on this. Listen, don't miss Monkey Tuesday tomorrow. And I want to get y'all trained on something. My Rumble is pinned at the top on both my channels, Pep Talk and Drew Titan LLC. When I feel that what needs to be said is not for YouTube's ears because they're too sensitive, I'm going to pop this intro, and that's a call for y'all to make the lateral move. Click that link, go to Rumble, because I got to get stuff off my chest. When you see this, that means make the move.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Everybody, move!
When I play that, y'all move y'all ass over to Rumble. Tired of this. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App, the Super Chat, man. Much love to y'all. I gotta get better reading my Cash Apps. I'm so sorry. Like, I put the phone down and I miss everything. My bad, y'all. Much love, y'all. I love the support. Again, y'all go subscribe to my brother Junior The Truth. Get that daily bread in the morning. Some of y'all need that. I know I need that. I love to hear it. Put things into perspective. You know what I mean? Don't miss me and Stormy B-Man tonight. We're talking about who cloned Tyrone. No, they cloned Tyrone. Yeah, Nerds on Culture tonight. Don't miss it. General's on. Let's head over there, man. Bronx on deck.
move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Nigger, nigger.